Beep beep everybody, hope you're all having a great day. Thanks so much for tuning into the channel. Here we are on I-70 headed east. We just left a dog show that we were at the day before in Xenia, Ohio, and we're headed home to Pennsylvania. As you can see, some nice footage of the sunrise there, so I thought I would film this. 3 more hours later, we're going to stop at the I-76 Antique Mall. And no, I did not film 3 hours of road footage for you to look at. But we're headed towards Columbus, and we're going to take I-71 north, which hooks up to I-76, and take that east, where we'll stop at the Ravenna exit for the I-76 Antique Mall, which I think technically is in some place called Rootstown, Ohio. And here we are at the I-76 Antique Mall. As you can see, open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And as you can see, there's some snow on the ground. This is a rather big place. I have filmed this at least twice in the past, maybe 3 times. I didn't check. And that's where the front of the building is. You have to go around to the front of that. And this just gives you an idea how big it is. So when you come in, make a right around some furniture items. There's rows and rows of cases, and this one had some starting lineups that featured 2 players in each one. Looks like these were going for about $15 each. I will say that some things have changed in this antique mall since the last time I was here. There's some non-sports cards there, and some of the sellers that were in my previous video are not here anymore, and I think there are a few new sellers. We've got some more starting lineups here, football and basketball. I think there's some kind of an Andy Warhol book right there. There's the A-Team, priced at $32. And there's some kind of rock and roll set from Donruss, priced at $25. There's a Fleer Team action set from 1980, priced at $42. This booth had some thermoses, Hardy Boys Mysteries, assorted toys. There's some starting lineups in the back. I thought I'd give some footage of some toys. And there's a flubber, priced at $25. There's a lot more booths than just this one that have toys here, so if that's something you're interested in, this is just a small sample of what you might find here. Here's another booth that has a lot of non-sports cards. There's Superman the movie for $40. There's some Simpsons cards for $35. Power Rangers. And there's some Star Wars figural mugs. And some lunch boxes to the left. This case had some McDonald's football cards, plus some other ones from Pro Set. This seller makes guitars and uses lunch boxes as the base for them. I thought this was very interesting to look at. It looks like they're priced at about $100 each, I think. And they say that they are both acoustic and electric, and there's an amplifier up front you can plug it in, and they have a website which I have not checked out. Homemade guitars using lunch boxes and metal tins. Goal line art, $6 each for those. There's a Bo Jackson starting lineup. I think that said 50. Did that say 50? I didn't get a good close look at that. $150 for that box of hockey cards. There's a Cornflakes Kellogg's Cornflakes set, $15. That's about twice what I've seen it at other antique malls. Yes, I will occasionally throw in some commentary about prices. It is important. We're always looking for good deals, I would say. This case is just loaded with little figures, mostly Pirates related. And it looks like that says $25 each, and that price is firm. I believe I have filmed this one the previous time I was here, and I think the population has grown since that last video. Some pennants down on the bottom shelf. Found a couple baseball magazines, Street and Smith's from 1978. These were priced around $5 each. Late 70s into early 80s. And there's some racing stuff on this top shelf, if that's something you're interested in. There's like a miscellaneous stuff in here. Baseball Today magazine. Basketball starting lineups. Score 91 hockey cards, $10 for that. A 91 Bowman box for hockey. I can't quite make out that price. Looks like $50. There's some packs. Couldn't make out the prices on a lot of those. I have a feeling they were on the backs of the packs. $28 for O-Pee-Chee Premier. And I think many of those cards in the top loaders, the prices must have been on the back of the top loader. I'd like to give a rant about that, but I'll hold off on it. I think if you're selling things in a booth like this behind a glass case that needs to be unlocked, you really do need to show your prices. Because a lot of us that are shopping, if we don't see prices, we tend to move on because there's a lot more to look at. And that's the end of my rant on that. There's another case that we'll come across that has the same problem. This one had a bunch of random cards from the 80s into the 90s. Looks like they were going for about $3 each. That one there's $4. This was a messy case with just lots and lots of stuff in it. But as far as I can tell, only that shelf had cards on it. Yeah, this is the other booth where I had very hard time finding prices. They were on the backs of the top loaders, and I tried looking at them from underneath and even used the flashlight on my phone to get an idea if I even want the case opened. And I couldn't find them. This baseball here is $300. It's signed by two players, Jack Knott and Rudy York, from a game in July 1, 1939. Here's some more baseballs. This is signed by players of the Hawaii Islanders from 1968 and 1969. It looks like they were $250 each. That almost looks like Chuck Tanner's signature on that top ball. Signed book, Pistol Pete Maravich, $1,500. I guess his signature must be rare or something. Really don't know. That's a really high price for a signed book that doesn't look that old. And as you can see, they have boxes of cards. If I had some hint of what the prices on the cards were, I would, I might ask to have the case open to have a look at them. Reggie Wayne signed uniform or jersey, Mike Tyson signed gloves, $250. There's an 84 Topps uncut sheet that's rolled up. I don't know if it's 2 sheets or 1 sheet there. Got an official All-Star Game ball for $40. Those I can't make out what they are because you can't really see them that well. There's a signed baseball for $40, but I'm not sure who it is. Signed basketball, $1,500. I guess LeBron James is one of the signatures on it. And here's another basketball. I can't make that out. $300. 2003 All-Star. Doesn't give any. I don't know who the players would be on that. Random signed baseballs. Can't quite make out what most of them are. Looks like $8 and $10 for some of these. I wish they had displayed these a little bit better. But I guess if you really want to dig into what's in here, you're going to have the case open. And if I knew what the prices on some of those cards were, if they were good prices, I'd probably have it open so I could look at it closer. If they weren't good prices, I would move on. But they don't show them. This, I think, is a new seller. And here you can easily see what things cost. And I think a lot of the prices in this one were fair, I think. I did buy 1 card from this case, which I will show you at the end of this video. Paul Skeens from the National. I guess that's a Leaf card. That was priced at $12. The Skeens Ohtani Topps now is $15. Seems like a fair price to me, but I didn't check eBay comps. I actually have that card. I bought that when that first came out. I thought that would be kind of a neat card to have. And Lego boxes back there behind the figures. Here's a bunch of glass hands. And I just had to film this because it's, well, strange. These are actually used to hold rings. You put the rings on the fingers. My wife has a couple of these herself. But this is the most glass hands I've ever seen in one place. Here's a football that looks like it's signed by a couple folks. Not sure if it's facsimile or not. It's $50. And I guess the case comes with it. Some Cowboys memorabilia. And some Steelers stuff on this next shelf. It looks like this booth is almost exclusively football, plus some other stuff. And that is it for the cases. Now we're going down the aisles. And here's a Pete Rose Wheaties box for $20. Sporting News from 1975 with Joe Morgan on the cover for $5. A Roger Clemens poster for $10. And here is a Donruss sign with Dale Murphy featured. And that one is priced at $20. There's Willie Mays on this issue of Sporting News from 1969. That one's priced at $10. There's a Pete Rose poster celebrating his record-breaking hit. And there's a Frosted Wheaties box, Ken Griffey Jr. That one's priced at $3. Another Sporting News, they're priced at $10. And another Griffey, this one is $5. And a Wheaties box priced at $5 for the Twins Championship. This gives you an idea how these long aisles look like. There's a lot at this place, so if you're looking for more than just sports cards, there is a lot of stuff here. Probably more signage than I've seen at any other antique mall. This booth had a lot of model cars, which is something I did when I was a kid. I remember putting together the orange car off of the Dukes of Hazzard, and I also did a battleship and I think a fighter jet at one time, and then I sort of lost interest in it. This booth had a bunch of paperbacks, all Star Trek related. Here's some Star Trek figures. And some more Star Trek paperbacks. But strangely enough, they have some hand-collated sets here, like 1989 Topps, 1992 Fleer Ultra. And I'm trying to get those price tags for you. 20 for that and 20 for that. And that looks like 88 Topps and 92 Fleer Football. And I think those were also $20 each. And around here in this small case, I did find some Pro Set Football cards, priced at $3. So a bunch of random stuff in there. Here's a bunch of starting lineups, including some from the Cooperstown collection. Pardon me while I clear my throat. And here's some wax packs. Mostly priced at about $5. $5 for a 91 Fleer wax pack. That seems considerably high to me. $6 for the 88 Topps. And that's just a single pack. I think the going rate for a lot of wax packs from the junk era, depending on the set, tends to be around $2. If you can find them for $1 each, that's probably the best price you might find out in the wild. Here's a mini baseball card album, priced at $10. Holds 24 cards and features Marvell Win. Here's a 1982 Topps sticker album, priced at $20. And it looks like the stickers have already been applied. And then they have these 9 pocket pages. That one's priced at $25. I'm not so sure I see $25 worth of cards there. That one is priced at $10. And here's another 1982 sticker album. And another one of these mini albums. This one is also $10, featuring Atlee Hammaker. And here's a school speed limit sign. That one is on sale, marked down to $85, and apparently still works. It's like some railroad lights, and here's some stoplights. 165, 125 traffic lights. I guess it depends on where you're from. I think they're called different things in different parts of the country. Plus a number of different street signs. Like I said, there's a lot of signage available at this place, and I'm only featuring just a little bit of it here. This is just a sampling of what I saw. A lot of booths had these hung up on the walls. And in this little nook, I found a bunch of junk wax cards. That one's priced at $250. That one is at $250. Some of those are priced at $3.50. $3 I saw on one of them there. And there's some 9-pocket sheets with various cards in them. There were 2 sheets that had some vintage from the 70s, but they were mostly common players. And here's Cody outside getting a drink. There's ample parking here. There's a lot of grassy area on the side of the building, and this is where we took him out for a walk. So I leave you with this footage of Cody trying to figure his way through the snow. We'll go over the one thing that I bought here right after this. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed that tour of I-76 Antique Mall in Rootstown, Ohio. This is off the Ravenna exit, exit 38, I believe, on I-76. If you're headed west, you should see the building on your right just before that exit. You can't miss it. If you're headed east, you want exit 38B, which takes you north. 38A takes you south, which is the wrong direction you want to go. Once you get off that exit, there should be a McDonald's on your right and a gas station right after that. And that intersection is the road you want to take a right down. And I guess maybe it's a quarter mile down the road. It's possible you might pass it the first time if you've never been there, because there are some trees blocking the view before you get to it. So take your time. It says 45 miles an hour. I would suggest if there's nobody behind you, crawl up to it around 30, 35 and you won't miss it. Anyway, I did buy one card here. This is a 2024 Topps Update Black Cat Foil, Aroldis Chapman. This is numbered 8 out of 10, and when I see serial numbered cards this low at antique malls, it definitely catches my attention. The price tag on this was $30, but I guess if you're over a certain amount, they take 10% off, and the gentleman at the register took 10% off, and that brought the price down to $27. With tax, it was $28 and some change. So I was really happy to get this. I don't see these kinds of cards out in the wild very often. I did check eBay comps. They're all over the place, and they tend to be with lower serial numbered cards. I did find one sold comp for this, and it sold for $10.50. It was an auction, and I think there were only 2 bids on it, and the shipping on it was $5 and some change, so that would have taken up to $15, $16 or so. I thought that buyer got a really great deal on that. I think $30 is probably about what this is worth. If you sort of look at other comparable star players, I see price ranges for other comparable players going between 20 and maybe 50 for this card. Even common cards are going for around that price range. Sometimes the price ranges are a little more wilder. Like, I think the lowest sold comp for one of these parallels is $3 and some change. And I guess it was just one of those things where one person bid on it, and whenever the auction ended, nobody else saw it, and they lucked out and got it. Which means sold comps are a little shaky ground for some things, you know. So that's why I look at what other players that are similar to Aroldis Chapman in star status and see what they go for and compare it with that when you have a limited number of cards to compare it with. Some of these parallels are multiple hundreds of dollars. I'm talking about like your Ellie De La Cruzes and other players like that. So I was happy to get that. Maybe I overpaid for it. I don't know. I still was happy to get it. I doubt he's going to make it into the Hall of Fame, but he definitely had a decent career. Kind of a mixed bag. I know he got in trouble a couple times in his past with different events and things, but he does have over 300 career saves. And back when I was a teenager, 300 saves was the milestone for a closer to reach until Lee Smith passed 400. And then quite some time after that, Mariano Rivera really shattered the record. And since then, it seems like relief pitchers from the late 80s into the 90s have mostly been forgotten that have passed the 300 mark record. I'm talking about relievers like John Franco and Rick Aguilera, Doug Jones, Jeff Reardon. Those closers, they were all great closers back in the day, and I don't know if they'll ever get picked up by the Hall because I think I sort of call it the Mariano Rivera effect. After he shattered that record, it seems like closers that predated him, that were from that time period, that were, very high on the career leaders charts, they've all been kind of forgotten, it seems. So I don't know if we'll ever see any of them elected or to the Hall through one of the veterans committees. It would be nice. I'm more inclusive when it comes to Hall of Fame stuff, and I know some people think it should be more exclusive, like the best should be in there, and anybody that's like great, it's it gets into a gray area. But I don't want to argue about that too much. I don't even know if I thought about doing a video about, players that aren't in the Hall that I think should be in, but, I don't want to stir up a big hornet's nest, Anyway, that's what I got there. I enjoyed it. I think it's a great place to visit. Generally, a lot of the cards are kind of higher priced, but I thought this new seller had some decent prices on some of his cards, or they were fair, at least. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, everyone. Beep, beep.